Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. This is my, I think it's like 18, 19, or 19, 20, 21, 22 week twin pregnancy update. So I have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna talk about what's going on with the babies in terms of their development, what's going on with me as far as symptoms go at 22-ish weeks, 23 almost weeks pregnant with twins. And we're also gonna talk about what all, Iris, you can't rub on that box. We're also going to talk about what all we got at the baby shower that my family hosted in Missouri. We went on a round the country trip of baby shower in Missouri and baby moon in California with a combination of driving and flying. So it was really fun, and it was the last point in time at which we could do that. So I'm glad we did it. It was very relaxing, and if you want to see more about that, we'll link some video clips in the iCard up here from our baby moon. So let's get started. So at almost 23 weeks, the babies are almost a foot long, and they are the size of a coconut. They have fur like a coconut does, fur being like little hairs all over their body, and they're totally 100% developed. Everything is just getting fine-tuned now. So they're just gaining weight, they're getting fat underneath their skin. They are fine-tuning their hearing skills, their vision, everything's just getting wired up and ready to go for when they're born. We're almost at the point where they have hit viability, where if they were to be born, they would do everything that they could to make them survive. And I know that there are some babies that have been born at this point and maybe even a little bit before that have survived. So that gives me some peace, although I have absolutely no reason to think that I will go into labor anytime soon. So that's good. Speaking of that, I just had a doctor's appointment today, and it went well. It was, I don't know. When I go to the doctor, I never know what to expect. I don't know if we're gonna get an ultrasound. I don't know if they're just gonna measure my fundus length, or if they're just gonna take a urine sample and ask if everything's going well. I just never know. So today it was like a combination of all of those things, and it was a doctor I had never seen before. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm also maybe a little under the weather. I have like this sore throat that I've had for a few days, and like a cough and a headache, but it's very, very mild, so I didn't even want to mention it. So anyway, this doctor's appointment was like lackluster. It felt like she was in a hurry. I had a bunch of questions and she didn't really answer my questions. She would either answer it with, well, we don't know that yet, or she would answer it with like the generic answer that they would give a single pregnancy. So I just didn't have a great feeling. I like to get detailed answers to my questions, and that just didn't happen. For example, like I asked how big the babies were, and she was like, well, they're still really, really small. Okay, I was a little offended by that because I've been working my tail off to grow them, and I feel like a foot long and a pound is a pretty substantial baby compared to like the blueberry that it was at 8 weeks. So just for her to like brush off the question and say they're just really, really small was kind of frustrating for me. Additionally, I asked about how they're like measuring up to each other, because she did an ultrasound. You can take measurements during those things. I wanted to make sure that they, like at our last ultrasound, they were perfectly even, dead even in terms of their size. And just to like gauge their growth, I wanted to see if they were still measuring even. And she was like, oh, they look about the same size. So that was kind of frustrating. I have questions about like when we'll determine whether or not I'm going to have a C-section. She had no idea, which is fine. I guess it does take a little while for them to know like what position they're gonna be in, but that was a little frustrating. And then what else did I ask? Oh, when my glucose test is gonna be, because everything I've read, including my high-risk pregnancy, like twin pregnancy book, has said that the glucose test is done earlier for multiples, and that it's done around 24 weeks. That's next week for me, and like nobody has mentioned it. So I was asking her when that happens, and she gave the generic answer for a single pregnancy again, which is 28 weeks. So I don't know, it just like, I was right before lunch. Maybe she was just in a hurry to get to lunch and didn't really want to spend that much time answering questions, or I don't know. Okay, so moving on to my symptoms. I feel much, much better overall. I'm feeling good. Like there's nothing really consistently happening that is concerning to me. I'm not really nauseous anymore at all. I can eat whatever I want. that's huge because I was really wanting to eat healthy foods. Now that I can feel them moving all the time, which is another thing that's fairly new since my last update, it just makes me more aware that like I am providing for these babies, and them moving around and responding to the things, especially that I eat, makes me hyper aware that like I need to be nourishing them in the right way. So with that said, I've been eating healthier, I've been able to eat healthier, and in addition to that, I can feel them moving almost all the time. Like she is up here and I can see my stomach moving around with her sometimes. Like she's very active. He is way lower. Hey girl. Way lower, and I can feel him too. It's just not near as often as I feel her up here, and that's because his placenta is like right across the front. So I guess that won't matter soon. They'll be big enough that like I'll be feeling them both equally, or so I hear. So anyway, it's really interesting. Brad's actually been able to feel them as well, and I love having him feel them because it makes me feel like someone else is like partaking in this joy that I have. That has been by far the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, is feeling these babies like do their own thing and move around and kick and push my stomach out. It is so cool. It's indescribable. It's bliss. Like at my last appointment, I hadn't really felt much yet. I was just feeling like really subtle things that could have been anything. And the ultrasound tech was like, oh, you have 2 anterior placentas. It may not ever get any better than it is right now. And she also said that Brad may never feel them. And I was crushed. Like, I was heartbroken for the next few days after that appointment, because that's one of the things I looked forward to the most in pregnancy. And for her to tell me that like this is all you may feel was like really heartbreaking. But within a couple of days, I started feeling more and more movement. And then a few days after that, I could actually like see her foot. The latest craving that I've had, and I've talked about this in some of our other vlogs, is lemonade. I randomly chose lemonade when we were out in California at In-N-Out Burger. And since then, I cannot satisfy my lemonade craving. It's unreal. Like the other day I was at work and I had to leave work to go get some lemonade and come back. And I've been trying all different kinds of lemonade. My favorite is Simply, I think it's just Simply Lemonade. The pain that I was having in my side, I think is better, or it's just like not as frequent that it's happening or that I'm noticing it. It is, I don't know, it definitely corresponds with how hydrated I am. So the more hydrated I am, like the more this kidney fills up and like the more I feel it. If you want to learn more about that, we'll link an iCard up here too. But it's just like the way that they're positioned, they're blocking the drainage of this kidney so it keeps backing up. Very common in pregnancy, but I guess mine's a pretty severe case, just probably because there's 2 in there and everything's, you know, a lot more amplified. My mother-in-law Linda mentioned that probably just knowing what it is makes it feel better, which I think is very true. Like now that I know what this is, I know what's causing that pain, I know that it's not harmful whatsoever to the babies, it gives me like a sense of peace about it, and I can deal with it. So that's better in the sense that like I know what's going on. Some other random things that have happened is like the way that the babies are sitting on my bladder. I will be sitting and then I'll stand up and something will shift and I will literally almost pee my pants. When just prior to standing, I didn't feel like I had to pee at all. So I don't know what's going on in there with that, but like I've come close to peeing my pants a few times. One thing I was gonna say about the baby kicks, there's definitely a pattern to it. Like she'll kick early in the morning, after I eat breakfast, pretty much after every meal, and then in the evenings. It's like all day. Pretty much all day I'll feel her going to town in there. Him, I'll feel him a few times a day, but after I eat for sure is when I notice him kicking. And Brad got to feel each one individually last night. That was really, really cool. My question is, when do I start counting kicks? Like when do I need to be concerned that a period of time has passed that I haven't felt any movement? So I'm not sure when I should be doing that. One more thing on the kicking. Last night I rolled over onto my side and I literally felt like someone punched me in the stomach, and I think I startled her because like it was the hardest kick I've ever felt, and Like I thought there was gonna be a foot sticking out of my stomach. It was crazy. And it was like I was in a daze because I was sleeping and I had just rolled over, but then it was like, what the heck was that? It was just like, I think I startled her. Honestly, she was probably sleeping and I just moved and she kind of jumped. So that was really, really weird. At nighttime when I'm sleeping, I'm also getting like Charlie horses in my calves, and I don't know, I'm putting bananas in my smoothies now, so hopefully that helps with that, just getting a little extra potassium. But it's when I'm half asleep and I absentmindedly like stretch and extend my legs, then I feel like a Charlie horse starting in my calf. So I flex my foot really quick and it usually goes away. A few times I've woken up in the middle of the night, like at 3 something in the morning, absolutely wide awake and starving. And that happened like 3 or 4 nights in a row, and I got concerned that this is gonna start being a regular thing. But it hasn't happened recently, so that's good. I guess that's also a normal thing with pregnancy where you just like wake up starving and just are wide awake at like 3 a.m. You get like a hormone surge at that point in time, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. Lastly, with my symptoms, and this one's kind of concerning, it kind of goes along with like leaning back or laying on my back and becoming really lightheaded and actually almost passing out. I will get lightheaded throughout the day just randomly, and I think it's because my blood pressure is really low. Every time I go to the doctor, it's really low. It's like in the low hundreds over like 60 something usually. And so at points during the day, it will, I guess, drop even lower and I just get really lightheaded. And I'm just trying to be really careful with it. I have a blood pressure cuff downstairs, so I'm gonna like start monitoring my blood pressure when I feel like it's doing that. And I think staying hydrated is also gonna help just keep my blood pressure at a normal level. But it's not fun, like feeling lightheaded and like you're about to pass out. So that's something new, but I don't know, I can deal with it. So, but like no backaches, not really any headaches. I've just been, I think I'm doing really well for being 23 weeks with twins. So I think it could be much, much worse, and I'm feeling very blessed that I'm not experiencing a lot more than what I am. Okay, so last but not least, I'm gonna show you some things that I got at my first baby shower with my family. The babies were absolutely spoiled with this shower. Oh my gosh, it was so good to see everybody. It's family and friends that I don't get to see very often because we live so far away, and so like seeing them was my favorite part, but also just like seeing how much love they have for these babies and all of the gifts that they got for them, whether it was just off of our registry, which we really need those things, or really unique, thoughtful gifts. It was just really, really awesome. So I'm gonna go through some of the things that we got. And I'm not gonna mention names on who got what because I don't know who is okay with like their name being mentioned on our vlog. So I'm just gonna keep it kind of general and go through some of the favorite things that I got. These are some really cute outfits. They are all like funny sayings on little onesies. This one's really cute. It says, "I would flex, but I don't want to rip another T." That's hilarious. Brad, I'm sure, will love to put our little boy in that. And really cute swimsuits. This one's so cute. These two are some of my favorites as well. It's a little 4th of July swimsuit for her and some really cute plaid swim trunks for him. Matching outfits that say "worth the wait." Such a cozy little long sleeve t-shirt and really cute pants that go with it. So they each got an outfit like this, and I'll just tell you who got this. This is from one of my best friends, Josie, who has been like super loyal through everything. She's always there for me. So thank you, Josie, for that. And these really funny puppet Halloween books that you put your finger in and like they're on each of the pages. These are so funny. Oh my gosh, I love these. So thanks, Josie. It was really cool. My mom and Susan and Annie, my sister, threw the shower and they told everybody instead of a card to get a book. And so I have this whole basket full of books back here. Wasn't a good idea. Okay, really, really good books. This was one of my favorite books as a kid. I can't wait to read these to our babies. Some Halloween books. Classic. I don't know if you guys have read that one, but that's a must-have when you have babies. Anything by Eric Carle is literature genius and illustrative genius. Really awesome books. So yeah, really fun stuff for their library. And my mom got us some baby animal, some framed like baby animal artwork. So we have a giraffe. We're just trying to figure out like a good framing system for them because they don't really fit in those frames. A llama, a lamb, and an ostrich. Super cute. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to put those up. Some of our friends got them these towels that you put them in after their bath. So we got a monkey and a chicken, and I can't wait to see who's gonna be the monkey and the chicken. So those are really cute. They just like go over their head and keep them cozy and warm after bath time. This is a really cute, it's kind of a hand-me-down outfit from my sister-in-law, her friend, who had a little girl and got this for her to wear. And it's this adorable little dress thing. It's kind of open in the back with bows on it. So cute. And then it comes with these matching little bloomers with ruffles on the back. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how cute this is. I cannot wait to put her in this. So thank you so much for that. These are really, really nice. These are Hallmark onesies, and so they'll have matching blue and pink onesies with little bears on them. I can't even describe how soft these are. Oh my gosh. I want a onesie. How come we don't wear onesies? But yeah, these are very soft, very nice. The babies got 3 of these pacifiers with the animals on them, which I had registered for. I'm really excited about these. I've heard really good things. I know they're kind of heavier with the animal on there, but when they're laying in their car seat, I guess having that animal kind of holds the passy up so that when it falls out of their mouth, it doesn't immediately fall to the ground. So I'm excited to have these. And then I registered also for some like normal pacifiers without an animal on them. So we'll have some variety. A really nice infrared thermometer. These you just like angle it at their forehead, and I think, yeah, you just point it at them for their forehead and ear. So that's gonna be convenient when they're sleeping. Hopefully we don't have to use that too soon. I also registered for this book. It's 12 Hours Sleep by 12 Weeks Old. Definitely gonna be reading this probably before the babies are born, and then again after they're born and we're trying to figure out what the heck we're doing with their sleep schedule. But this is gonna be really, really handy. And then I'm so excited that I had some support with the cloth diapering. Like, I'm glad nobody got me disposable diapers because I don't plan on using them at all. And then for 2, I'm glad that like someone actually supported me enough to buy the things on my registry that pertained to cloth diapering, because it wasn't looking like that was gonna happen. So these are snappies. They actually hold on like the folded newborn size diapers that you put a cover over. So I got 2 bags of those. Those will be handy when they're newborns. This is a rack that you use to dry the cloth diapers after you wash them. I guess drying them on high heat in the dryer can over time kind of like deteriorate the waterproof layer of the diaper. So it just, I don't know, decreases the life of the diaper. So I plan on hang drying them when I have time, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm really thankful to have some items like that to help my cloth diapering adventure. The baby's got a couple of carriers. These are ones that we wear, so I'm excited to try these out. I think I'm gonna have a few different kinds. I know these are good up to a certain weight, and then they can kind of hurt your back, or so you guys said. So we'll use these for, we'll probably have them in both of our cars and then around the house too. Or we're gonna have 2 of these. I'm gonna get a couple that are just like the wrappy kind that you wrap and tie, if I can figure those out. So I want a couple of those, and then I've also been looking at the Tula carriers. Let me know what you guys think about those, because I'm not sure. I guess they hold their value really well, so I'm looking at getting some of those. And let's see. And then we got all of these cute little outfits. These are newborn size. That one's cute, it has a fox on it. And then these are preemie size. Super cute. And I showed this in another vlog. These actually have like the fold over hand things so that you don't have to put those little mitts on them when they're newborn and preemie. But that seems like really, really small. I guess that's how big they'll probably be when they're born. So we were just visiting a friend last weekend, and their baby was 6 weeks old, and he's a pretty large baby. Like, he looked really big to me, and he was still wearing newborn size clothes. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need a lot more preemie size stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's newborn, and look how big that is. That seems really big for newborn. Yeah, they're gonna be in this size for a long time, I think. So anyway, that's most of the stuff that we got at our first shower. We're really honing in on what infant carriers we want. I think I've selected what we want, and they go with the City Select double stroller frame. So we're just in the process of figuring out where we're gonna get the best deal on that. Babies R Us has a coupon for 25% off of those car seats, but they don't have the pattern I want. So I'm being a huge brat, and I think we're gonna end up spending $60 more total to get them at like Target. There's a factor that like when you look at it every single day, multiple times a day, having the pattern that you want will just bring you happiness, and it's worth $60, I think. So anyway, let's do my bump update. She finally came around. Hey girl. So Brad did this in the closet for me. He made this shelf so that we can like put boxes of things inside there. He added this bar going across so that we can hang their clothes, and then there's another bar up there that we can hang their clothes as well. So yeah, I think I want to put like one more bar here and do like her clothes on one side, his on the other, and then maybe some things that they can both wear across the middle. I'm not really sure, but having that organized makes me feel so good, and then having these doors off of here also makes me really happy. I think it just looks really clean and nice, and I can't wait to get all their clothes cleaned up and put in there and organized. Okay, couple last minute things. I always get a few people that ask what lip color I'm wearing. It's always the same, and I'll put a link below. This is my favorite Burt's Bees color. They actually have a lipstick line now and not just like chapstick and tinted chapstick. So there's a link in the description box below on where you can find this lip color. Also, if you want to just see more updates from us than our every 2 or 3 day vlogs and my every 2 week pregnancy updates, then you can follow us on Instagram. It's at Brad and Rach, just all one word. So follow us on Instagram if you'd like to. We have a Twitter account, but we don't really post anything on it, so you can follow us there if you want to. And then we also have a new Facebook page that we're gonna try to get more active with conversations about pregnancy, IVF, and fertility. And you can just search Facebook for Brad and Rach, and you should be able to join up there. I thought there was one other thing I was gonna say. I don't know. Okay, so here's my bump. It's finally not like embarrassingly pitiful, and I have strangers asking if I'm pregnant, so I think that's a good sign. Here we are from the side. I'm starting to get, I think, the linea nigra is what it's called, that dark line that runs down the center of your belly. So that's starting in. I apparently just scratched. It is itchy. Like, I put body butter on it, but like my skin gets itchy a lot, I guess because it's stretching. So there we are from the side. And when she's kicking, it's like, I feel her up here. Occasionally I feel some kicks on the sides here, and I'm not sure who that is. I guess it could technically be him or her, but I feel it on the sides. Definitely by far, I feel the most kicks up here. And then I feel him like way down here. Like when Brad felt him last night, his hand was like right here, and he felt him like 3 times. And then she just goes to town right up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. You can hit the subscribe button below if you want to follow us on our journey, watch our daily vlogs or our every couple of day vlogs, and continue to get updates on my pregnancy. And we'll see you next time. Bye.